Hello everybody, it is Tom and welcome to another video.
I've been going to some dark places. I hate it when my mind races. I've got so many.
Two things to start off. You may notice that the bookshelf is back. Hooray! So I basically spun my desk around. I figured we would try it this way. It's a lot more difficult to get this shot because in my very small apartment I have to move around a lot of stuff. We'll give it a try. I missed the bookshelf. Some of you have said you missed the bookshelf, so behold the bookshelf. Second of all, I wanted to thank all of you for your very kind well wishes about my wrist. Thankfully, it is pretty much back to normal now, and I will be doing my best not to injure it again in the name of making way for speedy senior citizens. So, but of course, my wrist and my desk are not why we're here today. We are here because we have yet again been blessed with more Heartstopper Season 3 content. So we had a sneak peek of the New Year's party scene, and then another snippet of a scene from Charlie's birthday, where we meet a certain much anticipated character. And as I always say in videos like this, keep in mind that I have read the comics, so I will be discussing them in this video. So if you want to remain totally unspoiled to what happens in the comics, you might not want to watch this video. And just one last quick thing before we get into Heartstopper stuff. If you watched my last video, you know we finally had the official launch of the Kickstarter for my queer trans young adult novel, Dreamers. So I set the Kickstarter to 30 days, and I was really hoping we would be able to meet the goal. As it turned out, we hit the goal on the first day, within the first 9 hours. So you folks are amazing. So it turns out with Kickstarters, you're not actually allowed to end them early, even if you have hit the goal. So if you missed your chance to contribute, good news, you still can. Any extra money we raise will go toward funding our next audiobook project for my other queer young adult new release, The Boy Who Was Kissed. And contributing not only gets you a free copy of the Dreamers audiobook when it comes out, but you could also get access to bonus content and all sorts of other cool stuff. So definitely go check out the Kickstarter page if any of that interests you. To those who have donated, you folks are absolutely amazing, and I cannot possibly thank you enough, but I'm gonna try. And apologies in advance if I mess up anyone's name. Huge thanks to Lane Wright, Pink Wave, Kelly Walker, Zach Kelleher, Pavlina Novakova, Stuart Turnbull, Anonymous, Renee Hennis, Vicky Harris, Sarah, Trisha Flowers, Kurt Anderson, Craig, Mark, Shad or Shade, I apologize, Raf, Kim Engel, Brock Savage, Jennifer Paddock, Rachel 2, and Douglas Brunk. Or Brunk, I don't know. Douglas. So thank you so much for being so generous and making this possible. You are, and continue to be, my favorite people. And now on to Heartstopper. Okay, so as most of you are probably aware, we have recently been gifted 2 short scenes from Season 3 of Heartstopper. So the first one is a short clip of everybody having a great time dancing at the New Year's party, and the second one is a clip from what seems to be Charlie's birthday party, and we'll talk about that as we watch it. We are pretty sure that this is the New Year's scene, which where this takes place in the comics is after Charlie has been released from the inpatient facility where he was receiving treatment for his eating disorder and his OCD. This is kind of the first time that he returns to the world. He sees his friends, he sees people from school, etc., etc. So in the comics, we have Nick and Charlie heading to the New Year's party together and seeing their friends and just having a great time. So we start off with Charlie dancing with Imogen in the big fluffy white outfit. I cannot wait to see all of the different costumes and outfits we're going to get in this season because they're always fire, and especially this scene. Like, everybody's dressed up, everybody's having a great time. So So then we have the gang dancing together. We can see Charlie and Sahar and Imogen, Tara with some awesome glittery eyeshadow. And we get our first glimpse of Darcy's new haircut, which is a lot more of like a butch sort of haircut, which I really like seeing on Darcy. And I'm sure it felt a lot more comfortable to Kizzy, who is of course non-binary and tends to enjoy a slightly more mask presentation. And then we have Charlie, Tao is there, and Nick has his arm around Charlie. We have Tao and Elle, Tao drinking from a big old glass of something. Elle has some very cool dangly earrings. Well, okay, I'm gonna assume that that was not a non-alcoholic beverage based on the fact that Tao just like went and then we have Tara and Darcy dancing together, both looking amazing. Imogen just having a great time. Sahar having a great time. And then we have Nick, of course, wearing, like, someone has to be wearing novelty glasses at a New Year's thing. It's just the rule. I did not think it would be Nick. I figured it would be Tao, but Nick makes him look good. So we have this beautiful moment of Nick kissing Charlie's head. And like, after all that they've been through at this point, and the fact that like Charlie has just come back from, you know, a really dark place, you can just see so much of just the love and relief and like, I'm never going to let you go in this gesture. It's very, very nice. Okay, and then we have Charlie and Isaac. It's good to see, we get to see Isaac having fun, still holding a book because of course, but he's not looking at the book. He is dancing with his friends, which is great to see. And that's the end of that one. So I do want to talk about the song that is playing. So as you may have guessed, by pretty much the only lyric we hear, the song is called Enjoy Your Life, and it's by Romy, or Google says Romy Madley Croft, and I've actually not heard of this artist before, so I'm not sure which is the correct what they go by. But I think, I mean, as usual, like this show always does such a good job of giving us lyrics that perfectly match the characters and the situation. I just want to look at some of the lyrics here. So of course we have my mother says to me, enjoy your life, repeated a few times. What's the opposite of a chorus? So the non-chorus parts, we have somebody tell me why, I'm scared to close my eyes, and I'm too afraid to watch the news, dancing on my own again, anxiety, my old friend, since when will you try something new? I made a promise to my mother to stop running from my problems. Oh, how she said to me, enjoy your life. And then down below that, we have somebody tell me why, I'm scared for you to see me cry. I feel fine, how about you? I don't remember what my dreams are. I can hear her say, wake up. Oh, how she said to me, enjoy your life. So obviously a lot of possible parallels here with anxiety and being afraid and worried and stuff like that, but also just the idea of letting go of that in order to enjoy your life. And, you know, I made a promise to my mother to stop running from my problems. Oh, how she said to me, enjoy your life. Like, I could definitely see this as a parallel to Nick and his mom. And of course, in the show, it's going to be his aunt, but whatever. But yeah, how she gives him some really good advice and they go on from here. But regardless, I think the message of this song is really perfect for this scene. And also, and I don't know if this is the music that will actually be playing in the show or if they just used it for this teaser, but regardless, it fits really well. In the comics part of this section, we talked about this a little bit last time, but Nick and Charlie show up to the New Year's party. Right before they go in, Nick says to Charlie, you know we can leave if it's too stressful. And Charlie says, yeah, okay. I'm sure Charlie is nervous because he's essentially been out of contact with friends and everybody at school for quite some time. And this is his first time going back. So, you know, they get there and it's a little intimidating at first. It's just all these people they don't know in a big room, but then their friends show up and are so happy to see them. And there's not much dialogue in this part, just them like having fun and dancing and the music. And there's one moment where some random people are like, hey, Charlie, how come you were off school? And Nick's just like, we're going outside, bye. So clearly Nick being very protective of Charlie as always. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that scene. I'm not sure if they're going to expand on it more or if they're going to keep it as kind of, because it's a really short scene in the comics, but we do get a lot of really lovely moments. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's move on to the next scene, which is, as Netflix UK and Ireland dubbed it, Michael reveal. So for those of you who have read the comics or have read Solitaire, which is Alice Oseman's first book, the book from Tori's point of view, which is where Nick and Charlie came from, though be warned if you have not read it, it is a very different tone to Heartstopper. It's a very dark and serious book. It deals with a lot of dark subjects, and personally, I could only read it once because it was so dark, but there is a lot of good stuff in it. But one of the good things in it is that we meet Michael. So Michael is Tori's person. I'll say that. So let's watch the clip here.
This is for you. Found him at a charity shop and he just had your energy, so I figured he belonged with you. Also, it made me sad seeing him sitting on a shelf on his own, so, okay, well, bye everyone! Have a fun time!
So who's that?
It's Michael. Met Tori a few months ago.
Is he Tori's boyfriend?
She won't confirm whether they're dating or not.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
So, so Michael is a good character, and I'm very glad that we're getting to see him. He's a quirky guy. He's a very interesting, quirky character, and you know, he and Tori are very opposite in their personalities, obviously. So I think it's good that I think he's a good person to kind of bring her out of her more serious usual demeanor. So yeah, I think he's good. It's good that we have him. But anyway, let's look at what happens in this scene. In the comics, at least, this is Charlie's birthday party, and the gang's all there, and then Michael shows up as well. We have Michael presenting Charlie with what looks like a little painted porcelain cat, which is adorable. And he says, I found him at a charity shop and he just had your energy, which does fit. Pretty much it's been established that Charlie is a cat. Like, Charlie is the cat, Nick is the dog. That's how it's always been and how it always will be. So yeah, I can see this. But yeah, it's very Michael to give a gift like this. It just seems very much like the sort of thing he would do. Like, he is not the type to go to a regular store and buy some random, generic gift. Instead, he's like, ceramic cat figurine. This exudes the spirit of Charlie, and thus, here you are. And the whole, I figured he belonged with you.
Found him at a charity shop and he just had your energy, so I figured he belonged with you.
And it made him sad. It made him sad seeing the cat on its own. But so Tori swoops in, similarly to how she does in the comics, and drags Michael off while he's like, yeah, have a good time, bye. And then we have this wonderful line from Tao, and he's like,
So who's that?
I love the fact that it's implied here that there have been no introductions. Michael just immediately came in and is like, ceramic cat, here you go. So Tao's like, who's that? Charlie explains that Michael met Tori a few months ago.
It's Michael. Met Tori a few months ago.
Which does fit with the timeline here. Elle, smiling a little, is wondering if he's Tori's boyfriend.
Is he Tori's boyfriend?
And Tori will neither confirm nor deny, which is also true in the comics.
She won't confirm whether they're dating or not.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Meow. Yeah, I really like that scene. That is a really nice scene. So, and a great introduction to the essence of Michael, I think. Okay, so in the comics, we actually have, so Charlie opens the door, and if you haven't read the comics, I won't talk about what Charlie and Tao and Aled were discussing prior to the scene, but it's a doozy. So, okay, so Charlie and Tao and Aled open the door, and we have Nick and Darcy and Tara and Sahara and Elle and Michael in the background all saying happy birthday. And there isn't much dialogue here, but Tori is sitting on the stairs as they all come in, and she immediately grabs Michael and drags him up the stairs while he's yelling, happy birthday, Charlie! And then Elle asks, does Tori have a boyfriend? And Charlie says she won't confirm whether they're actually dating. So very similar. And then, Tori and Michael are off doing their own thing while all Charlie's friends are celebrating with him. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what did you guys think about these scenes? Obviously, I loved them. I love the energy that we're getting from... Let me take my earbuds out. Wow, I can hear again. Especially in the New Year's scene. I really like that we get this scene because everything is pretty dark and serious at this point. It's definitely the darkest part of the comics. So the fact that we get to have this scene of them, again, enjoying their lives and showing that hopeful tone, that yeah, serious things happen. Sometimes things are horrible, but we're still here. We're still together. We can have fun. We can have a great time together. I really love that. And meeting Michael, excellent. I assume this is the first time we see Michael, and it's definitely a very Michael-worthy introduction. So, and I'm also noticing that from this perspective or with this light, you can see like the grayness of my front teeth, which is annoying, but unfortunately I am still paying off dental work that I had done a year and a half ago and cannot afford to get any more until that is done. So enjoy my imperfect teeth, I suppose. Okay, so be sure to let me know what your thoughts were about these scenes, and what did you notice anything that I didn't talk about? Let me know. Yes. And as always, thank you to our patrons who are amazing and awesome and wonderful and fantastic and spectacular. A special shout out to our Nick Nelson members, Kelly Walker, Paul Z, Kent Smither, Kim Engel, Lauren Javier, and Mark Walker. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing and doing all those cool things. And let me know your thoughts about what you're looking forward to and what you likes about these clips. And yes, that's all. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time of day it may happen to be. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.